I hope we are live.
There are some issues related to the microphone.
I think that should work.
I don't think there is a problem now. The sound issues. When I started, there were no sound issues, but now there are sound issues. And now I think it is working. Hello, Lawrence. Hello, hello, hello. Today I have a very beautiful topic close to my heart, dying of the dragons. So I came across this beautiful article. It was written on Fandom Wire, and it was about all the dragon deaths in Game of Thrones, and they have ranked all the dragon deaths. Uh, I just want to see if they are being accurate. Maybe accurate is the wrong word, but this article was indeed well written, and they have compiled some dragon deaths, and it's in the ascending order. And number four, they give to Rhaegar's death. Though it was very nonsensical, I would say, I would argue, this Rhaegar death was nonsensical, and I will tell you why. Euron just used us very regular. I mean, the whole season 8 scenario was bad, so I don't think we have to even talk about it. In the books, they are alive, and they are well fed, beautiful dragons. All three of them are good, very beautifully. They are being raised. So there is no point in discussing Rhaegar's death in the books because he is alive. Now, third rank is for the melees, and here it is because it was an unfair two versus one fight. So what they are talking about here is that the Vhagar was aided by Sunfire, but if you see in the books, what happens was Sunfire was there on purpose. He was there as a bait to lure in melees, so that melees would think that there is just one dragon, and then the ambush was done by Vhagar, and Sunfire being there was not an accident. I'm still wait. I think there's some sort of issues going on with the live. I'm not sure the audio is fine or not. It is working today. Last time my microphone was off the whole time, but it's fine. It happens sometimes. With me, most of the times, I've done so many videos with my mic off in other channel, obviously not in this one. I do not come live very frequently here, but in those channels I am live quite too much. I have two more channels apart from this Game of Thrones ones. One is Sand and Shadows, and it's about Dune universe. And then there is another channel which is run by my partner, but I took over. That is about anime. So there are few channels. So back to Maylee's death. So what exactly happened after Maylee's died was her head was paraded in King's Landing, and people saw it as a bad omen that something bad is going to happen because dragons were like gods to them. So they saw it as a bad omen. Omen. I'm so bad with this word. So what happened afterward was it was Christian Cole who did it, whose plan was it. Everybody thought it's not a right thing to do, but this person came in and did it anyway. And when he died, something similar happened to him. When Christian Cole dies, something similar will happen to him. So that is going to be very satisfying to watch. And I think it's going to be in season 3. I don't know, but I have a feeling that it's going to be in season 3 finale. And I really hope it is. Because then I think the dog's barking around. That's fine. So the third rank was for Maylis, and now we know what happened after she dies. And it was indeed a huge loss for Team Black. Maylis being one of the largest dragons, the tamed ones, with a very skilled rider like Rhaenys. So actually, when this moment was broadcasted, I mean, when I saw this for the first time, I actually cried. I cried a lot when I saw this for the first time. Now, the second position they gave to Viserion, and again, this again is a very nonsensical thing because dragons do not cross the wall. They have never crossed the wall. The wall has been imbued with magic. They cannot cross it. So, Viserion just casually crossing the wall, and Night King just casually killing a dragon, and he couldn't do it another time during the Battle of Winterfell. That was something nonsensical. And this baby is again alive and well in the books. He is a very good boy and still alive in the books. So again, this was very nonsensical. I don't think season 8 is even good to even discuss about it. We should not be discussing season 8. I don't like it. Number one, they gave to Arax and Lucerys. Again, this is actually the most heartbreaking deaths in the whole House of the Dragon until now. Until now, this was exactly one of the most heartbreaking deaths. In the books, there is a theory that Lucerys might be alive, and but he lost his memory. There is a theory about Lucerys losing his memory and still being alive, but there are few instances that we can think about it, but most of this is nonsense. I guess it doesn't make any sense. Even if he is alive, there are no consequences of him being alive. So now this was the whole article, and now I have my list of the dragons who died very bad deaths. For me, the last would be the enemy dragon vhagar. No, she's not an enemy though. She's she's a vessel of destruction, and it's just about who is having her, who is the rider. That all what matters. So now I have to decide if I should be making a whole video about it, or maybe not, just discuss it in the live. That is the thing I have to decide, and it's very hard to decide. But that's fine, I guess. So Vhagar was how Vhagar was taken out was a legendary thing, and I have a video about it, and it was very beautiful. I would like you guys to see also. I think you have seen that video, but still, we will still watch it again. So it was an animated video by, I guess, Unity Studio, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this one was.
His two looks are cool and edgy. Two looks are cool and edgy.
I've already watched it for like so much, so many times. It's such a legendary battle, though. I need to keep the volume down because I got the copyright last time. It was games or so the whole premise of this fight was again very interesting. But I think is that Damon was in love with Nettles, and when Nettles left, Damon took a self harm mission, and he went to Arenol and waited for 7 days, I guess, to for Amond to come, and it was Elise Rivers who told Amond that Damon is there. Damon is at Heron Hall. So this whole conversation happens at that moment. So it is all is so here Amond is wearing the crown, and in the trailer we saw Amond Aegon abdicated, but this never happens. Aegon never abdicates, and he is a regent, prince regent. He does not declare himself king, as we saw in the trailer. So that is a bit misleading.
Uncle, I hear you've been seeking us.
Only you. Who told you where to find me?
My lady. She saw you in a storm cloud in Mountain Bull at dusk, in the fire we lit to cook our suppers. She sees much and more. My Alice. You were a fool to come alone.
Were I not alone, you would not have come.
Yet you are. And here I am.
So in this scene, if we see Alice Rivers, she had to be pregnant, heavily pregnant at that moment, because she was carrying Aemond's child. It was said that it was Aemond's child. And what happened to that kid, that is a mystery. And we don't even know if it was Aemond's child. So they had to make her with child here, but they didn't. I think that was on purpose for this moment.
You have lived too long, Uncle.
On that much, we agree.
So one thing to see here, to notice here, is that Aemond is going to buckle himself up, whereas Damon is not. He's going to leave everything. He's on a self-harm mission. We have to give a name for that word, which is right. Which is normal animation. So Damon does not. Whereas again an interesting story about this battle. Not exactly this battle, more like the location of the battle. So this battle happened above the God's Eye, and there was another battle called Battle Beneath the God's Eye, and that happened between Magor and Aegon the Uncrowned. So what happened in that battle was Balerion did the same what Vhagar did with Lucerys. The same thing happened, and that was sad because he was Aegon was not even a seasoned dragon rider. It was like one of his first rides on dragon, and he took the dragon of his father, Aenys. Quicksilver was the name of the dragon. Some say that she was a female. Some say that Quicksilver was a female, but we don't know for sure. So what happened was the dragons were kept in the dragon's pit, and these two escaped. Aegon and Aegon with Quicksilver and Rhaena with Dreamfire, the blue dragon. So they both escaped, and Rhaena advised Aegon not to take on Maegor one on one, but he did not listen. What happened next was same as what happened to Lucerys and Vhagar. If we do see a movie about Maegor the Cruel, I really do want a movie about Maegor because it's not that long to cover it in a series. But we can do a movie about Maegor the Cruel. And I have another theory that he was not even alive at that point of time. That was a corpse sort of situation because there was a lot of blood magic involved in Maegor's time. So that is another theory that we can actually discuss. But let's go to Battle Above the God's Eye. So the whole, I'm pausing it a lot for copyright reasons. So what exactly is the strategy here? The strategy here is to ambush Vhagar. Vhagar ambushes people, but here she will be ambushed, and the speed of Caraxes is actually amazing. So that speed is going to work here. He's going to attack from the above. That was the strategy that took down Vhagar. Because it's very hard to get Vhagar again. So he never let her go. That was the crux of the whole strategy. Can you imagine how where this was something not the same. I think it's the same from the Melee's fight. I'm sorry for the dogs. There are so many dogs here. So there is again a very interesting theory about this movement. What's happening here? If you can hear the dogs, there are so many dogs barking. It's middle of the night here, so maybe that's why. So the people who are watching from the ground, they were describing as the fight of titans, like the gods are here. So that this is how they were describing this whole fight because they were not able to see anything in the clouds. They were only able to see the burst of fire, and that's all. Now this is the moment I feel Vhagar's truth. You know what? There was a dragon bond between Vermithor and Silverwing because their dragon riders were the partners. But we do not see the same case with Vhagar and Caraxes, though dragons do not have a fixed gender, but there could have been some feelings because they were once actually ridden by very close people, and then husband and wife with Vhagar and Caraxes written by Lena and Damon. They were husband and wife. And before that, Caraxes was with Aemon. He was the father of Rhaenys. And then when at that moment, Balon was writing Vhagar, and Balon was the brother of Aemon, and they were very much, very much lovely relationship they both had. So that again, that brings the question now that what exactly was between Vermithor and Silverwing that could never happen between Vhagar and Caraxes. They both were used to go on flights together. That was something that we should be talking about. What exactly was the bond between Vermithor and Silverwing and Caraxes and Vhagar? So once they used to go around in a friendly flights, but now they are killing each other. Vhagar is so big that you cannot even see her behind her. She's that big. And how easy the arc was. So this the best part about Caraxes is very very well done. He was this is the I'm just skipping it for copyright issues. People say that Damon survived, but if he had survived, he would not have let his son rule alone. So this was the whole Caraxes versus Vhagar, one of the brutal. This was the well-deserved sort of death because Vhagar was born during Aegon. She was active during Aegon's conquest, and this was the best way for her to go. Not because of old age or something, but because in battle that was the best thing for her to go. So I think this was a well-deserved, apt death in Dragon Death, and we will be doing a full-length video about it. The most brutal dragon deaths, maybe ranking them. So with this, let's wrap today's session. And I'll be live on my Dune channel now because there are so many reviews about the trailer and there are so many theories. So we are going to go there and check it out. The what are the reactions of other people, and there is a hope that this movie is going to be even better than part one because I think part two was okayish, part one was good. Dune, I'm talking about Dune 1. So now I'll be live there. And thank you so much for everyone who joined. I know that this was a very short live stream, but I just wanted to talk about this article. I read it and I found it a bit not apt with the story which is going on in this books. So this is why I had to come. But now I'll be live on my Dune channel and then on my anime channel. In the anime channel, we are going to discuss the elongated timeline of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 Part 2, which is going to be released next year. That is bad. So now I'll be wrapping this stream and going to the Dune channel, and we are going to read reactions of people about the Dune thing. And there was an interview of Ryan Condell, and I will be doing that stream tomorrow. That what exactly he said about this House of the Dragon season 3, because there are some reshoots going on right now. The series is going to be released in June, and we are still under reshoots. Though they are not major changes, just with some angle changes and some reactionary changes, but that is a big thing because we want something big with season 3. Season 2 was not exactly disappointment, not as good as we think it should be. I really thought that it should have ended with Battle of the Gullet. We would be going, and the third season should end with the death of Lucerys. I think I'm being so ambitious. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be discussing about the death of Cyrax because she is another very popular dragon. And that will be very heartbreaking because I think the biggest betrayal that the queen ever had was from Cyrax. Though she is a dragon, we cannot blame her, but this is what happened. So, with that, I'll meet you in the Dune channel because many of you do follow me on the Dune one. So, I'll catch you there. Okay, bye.